This video will look at two word problems involving a quadratic. In the first word problem, we have a rocket being launched with an initial velocity of 100 feet per second from a height of 30 feet. The height of the rocket t seconds after it's been launched is given by the function s of t equals negative 16 t squared plus 100t plus 30. We must determine the time when the rocket reaches its maximum height and also find the maximum height. Drawing a diagram, first of all, we have a rocket and it is 30 feet above ground. So it could be on a platform here being launched. Now when the rocket is launched, it's going to go up and then gravity will eventually pull it down until it reaches the ground. So we'll have a shape like this, similar shape to a parabola, and at some point it'll reach the maximum. So we need to figure out what the maximum is and how long it'll take to get there. Well, if we're talking about a quadratic shape, then we're talking about a vertex. So we need to figure out what the vertex is by the vertex formula. Now to calculate the x value of a vertex, it's negative b divided by 2a. And we'll take a look at our function. A is negative 16 and b is 100. Now notice that our variable is t, so we should really write t equals negative b divided by 2a. Alright, so we'll plug in 100 for b, so that's negative 100 divided by 2 times negative 16 is a. So that turns out to be negative 100 divided by negative 32. And we can divide that in our calculator. If we take 100 divide by 32, we get 3.125. These negatives will cancel out. Alright, so this means that t is 3.125, and that is how long it'll take for the rocket to reach the maximum. This would be in seconds. Now we need to find the y value next. And to find the y value, it is f of negative b divided by 2a. So this would be f of 3.125. We need to plug in the x value that we just found, actually the t value, into the function. Alright, so when we plug it in to the function, it's negative 16 times 3.125 squared plus 100 times 3.125 plus 30. Now we can go to the calculator and figure out what this is. Bring up the calculator here. Alright, so we'll type in negative 16 times 3.125. Need to square that. Plus 100 times 3.125 plus 30. Alright, so the answer is 186.25. So it reaches the maximum height of 186.25 feet after 3.125 seconds. So this problem just involved finding the vertex, using the vertex formula, and then interpreting the results. All right, here's the next problem. We'll look at a business application. We're looking at profit, and profit is a difference between revenue and cost. So I have the equation written down here. Profit equals revenue minus cost, or P of X equals R of X minus C of X, where X is the number of units sold. So in this problem, we need to find the maximum profit and the number of units sold that gives the maximum profit. And we have a calculation for the revenue. Here's our function. It's R of X equals 40x minus 0.5x squared. And a function is also given for the cost, and that is C of X equals 5x plus 4. Now, in order to figure out the profit, we need to consider this equation, and we'll need to subtract revenue and cost. So we have the revenue function and we have the cost function. We'll need to subtract them. So the equation would be P of X. I'll plug in the revenue function, and then minus the cost function, 5x plus 4. Now we need parentheses around each function. This is R of X minus C of X. Now, because we have a minus involved here, we need to distribute the minus to both terms. So this function turns out to be 40x minus 0.5 x squared minus 5x minus 4. And then we'll need to combine like terms. I'm going to write the term with the highest power first, and then combine the 40x minus 5x. We get 35x, and then minus 4. All right, so this will be the profit function, P of X. Now, in order to find the maximum profit, then we need to find the vertex, because the vertex is the maximum point. So in order to figure out the vertex, again, we'll do the same calculation. X is negative b divided by 2a. In this problem, a is negative 0.5 and b is 35. So we have negative 35 divided by 2 times negative 0.5. And that turns out to be negative 35 divided by negative 1, or just 35. Okay, so this will be our x value. And if we look back up to the beginning, we see that x is the number of units sold. So we have 35 units sold. Now we need to figure out the maximum profit, and that'll be the y value. So we'll take 35 and we'll plug it into our function for x. So it's negative 0.5 times 35 squared plus 35 times 35 minus 4. Doing this calculation in the calculator, we can type it all in. I'll leave that up to you. And the answer should be 608.5. So this value will be the actual profit, and it would of course be in dollars.